Taco? You ready? Because you get mentioned in this song. You ready, Taco?
Warp speed ahead, we're here to play. Exploring galaxies every day. We are hosting the Cosmic Stream. STFC Briefings, it's the ultimate gleam. Tune in for tips and tricks galore. News updates and so much more. Exciting guests.
Here we go. You ready, Quazel?
STFC Briefings, just for you.
Big. Oh, it's a change. What's this? Tony, where are you? Uncle Doc, where are you? Yes.
Welcome to the People's Show. Welcome to Voice of the Players.
Give it to me, Robert.
Welcome to STFC Briefings.
What a way to kick off the show. Welcome, everybody, to STFC Briefings, the podcast. You see what I did there? I didn't say unofficial or official. The podcast for Star Trek Fleet Command, the game. And we are here with two, not one, but two official content creators, people. And you know what happens when you have official content creators?
The following announcement is being made by an official content creator.
Oh my God! It's black and white! Strobe lighting's coming on and off! Ladies and gentlemen, from Austria and somewhere in Preston, the undisputed tag team representing the CC World Order. One likes to make modifications to the game. One likes to make spreadsheets for the game. They're official content creators, people. NDA to the brim. And you know what they are. The Arnold Schwarzenegger, Quazel, and some random guy from Preston called Netniv. Hello, guys.
I thought you were going to call me Danny DeVito.
No, look, I've got to tell people the truth. I can't lie to them. We have an Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, I mean, Austria, all that stuff. You put it together, it kind of makes sense. And Viper says Danny DeVito is taller. So yeah, we have the twins Christmas movie from time ago. We have the Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Danny DeVito of STFC. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I have no idea.
Who knows? We will find out some years down the line.
It's really funny because I was speaking to Jules Verne and he says he loves the CC World Order song. He said, however, if you ever play it for me in front of anybody, I will respond with no, I have no announcement, because he's so scared. Comes from it. But also, the funny thing about this, when this goes live on YouTube, there is a video that syncs to this song. So I think it's quite funny. Happy Christmas, Sniper. Welcome, everybody. We all need the leaks. Oh, mate, I have got no leaks. I wish I had leaks. I barely know what's going on. Yeah. I had to do an Arcfall podcast recording without knowing anything. And it was fun trying to do it that way. But yeah, let's see what happens with that. The most important thing, though, let's start off with the Alliance Tournament Store.
Oh. I thought you were going to ask me for my announcement, but my announcement was that we have a new song, Louis Chambly.
Chandelier by Sia. Yeah, on Loop stream, we did sing, a Loop's version of Chandelier. Unfortunately, due to broadcasting rights, we cannot sing a cover song of Chandelier on this thing. I don't know how he clears it on his side, but good luck to him. Crondizzle, did you get enough hours viewed? I got very close. I'm inches away, and I really am. Thanks for all the people that press subscribe. By the way, we're on, I think, 1,283 subscriptions, which is fantastic. And remember, they're free. Just want people to press subscribe on the YouTube. I need to get the numbers up. Piff, who gets stuff cleared on Twitch? Don't include it in the voice, in the VOD. Well, yeah, unfortunately.
Diego, Nigel needs help getting things up. It's all good.
Yeah,
World is fine, still standing.
That's not what she said on Christmas Day. I can tell you that. But clipped. No, Viper, don't clip that. Damn it! People are screwing me again. Just Nigel does not need help getting anything up. Just making it clear for the news out there. I know KJ's laughing completely. People, you should go buy a KJ a Panda keyring, which I think is really, really cool. Dog Holiday, you blew 80k tournament credits on what? There's some great stuff in there, isn't it? The Aphelion, right? The 10 BPs. Don't worry about the 10 BPs. They're 50,000 Faction Sigma credits. That's what it saves you. Look at that number. I know you might not chase it, but at 76, when you want it, it'll be really worthwhile. Also, if you're 71 and above, sorry, NetNiv. Yeah, if you're 71 and above, I'm really sorry, NetNiv, because you're not part of this. You can get 500 billion faction rep for one faction if you pull all 20 bundles of it. The rep is amazing, CJ, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Viper, I'll disagree slightly. I say the Premium Mirrored Universe dust is really good. There's a lot in there. You can get quite a pull out of it. And Sniper says, I picked up 10 BPs and rep. Why not? Exactly. Premium Dust is great stuff. I know Spectre. I knew it was coming. I was surprised it wasn't announced. And that made quite a difference, which I thought was amazing. So well done for the team on doing that, because that is incredible. As regards to today's aggregation event, I gave it a go. Ooh. We made the change. Look, the problem is I had one go at it and we rushed. So it was originally worse.
Yeah.
And then we went to 59, which is better. But they want the bonus to be reflective in your scoring. So having an outpost helps the bonus. Having a FC Cisco, obviously. But, I mean, who would, no one's got him.
That's all beyond the point. The thing is, the aggregation loop from design-wise is based around the building level.
True.
And they scaled the event based on your operations level. And so once again, the smaller ones, most of them, I haven't seen all the numbers, but I think they have quite the field day. And the others in G6 and G7 are, if they didn't invest, kinda, not a friendly word that comes to my mind. I mean, there seems to be workarounds with a maxed out chunker.
Yeah,
I can say.
Yeah. Okay, go.
I can say for my alliance.
Yes.
I literally just complaining it now in my alliance chat.
Yeah.
My Ops 70 is saying he's got to kill over 1,000, and he can only kill 4 at level 61. So he's got to basically do a trip every 4 hostiles to do 1,000. He's not going to do that 250 times.
He should check the numbers. Because they doubled the points. And if he has an outpost and if he has an
FC
Cisco, it depends.
But he doesn't have either of those. So
well, yeah, he can run an outpost.
And my 69 is saying he's still got to do 600, and then obviously doing an outpost it's still 300. But that's still a lot of numbers. Still high numbers.
Yeah,
that is true.
The main problem is
the number is still too high for what the rewards are getting.
Yeah, true. But the thing is, look, like I told you, people, I think we need to change our mindset, because we need to change the way we approach the game slightly, because everyone wants to do everything. I would change the way you approach it. And I'm going to interrupt this because I have never been this excited. I can't believe, after calling number 1, Stony Dude is here, people.
Stony Dude! Stony Dude
He is devastating with his spike, especially when he moderates with his mic. Hit it! Stony! Yeah! Back for life! Yeah! Back for life! Back for life! Back for life! Back
You can see that
Too sweet.
too sweet.
Too sweet.
Stony Dude is actually alive. He does not hate me, by the way, people. Who's Stony? Mad Dog Taco, fake Taco, basically. Stony Dude is the legend. He's my co-host. He's the compadre. He's the ultimate number one to me. So, well done on making it.
Yes. Apologies for being absent recently, but real life sometimes takes precedence. But I'm glad to be here today. Nice to see my president in on the stage too, so we can plot world domination.
Mark Taco is also
Too
here.
late. Sorry, you're too late.
Mark Taco is always here, which is good. So yeah, the aggregation hostile count is obviously high, but we need to approach the game differently. And I'm telling you why. This is a massive hint of why I'm saying this. And with this hint, because remember, I'm recording this, with this hint, it will give you an idea. You need to change the mindset of what you think or what you have to finish so you understand what is achievable in the game and you will enjoy the game better. Because we need to approach it differently. Like Spectre says, we need to approach our engagement differently with our whales as well, with our, as well as other things. Yeah, exactly.
I don't have a problem with that attitude because that is my attitude when I play the game. I just pick and choose what I want to do. I look at it and go, can I do that? Yeah, no. And I'm not really that arsed about it. But I do think, even though they mark this as heroic, it is heroic, but it should be the same for people based off the buildings, like Whelan's already said. I don't think it should be based off ops level.
Yeah, it's difficult because look, the difference with I'm not blaming live ops or blaming anyone, to be honest. What ends up happening is too many people swap around. So when someone gets the remnants of an issue, it's like someone was about to change it. They changed it, but then they didn't change it enough, and also they can't. The way they target things is by ops. It's easier for them. It's harder for them to target by building, which they've given themselves a little bit of a problem with this one. But they did change the numbers to what I call, if you've got nothing going on, have a bit of mulled wine and just want to press a few buttons. Just keep killing hostiles and hoping for the best and keep dying every so often. Put an outpost on and hopefully it'll speed up. But let's get to some good news, right? The good thing is I like everything that's been added to the Alliance Tournament Store. I know, Viper, you said it's G7 Plus really are the ones that benefit. I slightly disagree, and it will provide... I think that there are loads of options there that are very good. And I think with the Aphelion being in there, like Lube said yesterday on his stream, I feel like the hardest thing we ever get to do is getting them to code a bundle. Now it's coded. There's a better chance we can hopefully fight the corner and say everyone would love these 10, BPs every time. I'm not saying that it will happen, but I'm just saying that, now the coding's done, it doesn't cost money to turn it on. So it's all about just trying to balance our feedback to them to get it turned on. Philly Dean says they create a problem with the structure of this loop. Players should not be punished for design. They had the same problem during the arc of Recon. They had nothing to adjust it based on their design. Yeah, Philly Dean, and I've got to admit, I got one shot at trying to fix it quickly. And I rushed Quasel, and I kind of had a number, and I was like, 59 and above, this needs to be double bonus points. And we thought that could eliminate a lot of the issues, but however, that did not. I will try and get it adjusted for the next run, because we can only do one adjustment now, which they did, because there was someone around. And they were about to clock off. So I was trying to time it really well. And they did a very good favor. They just went for it. They listened and they did it straight away. But they've got like restrictions.
I mean, it's still better than before.
Yeah. It's
what can I do?
Yeah, it's better than before. And if you don't want the awards, just don't do it. We need to find a way to understand that concept of we don't really need to do it if it's not doable. Sneezy says, if you have nothing going on in your life and want to play 16 hours, no, Sneezy, actually will take you 2 hours, 47 minutes. So Sneezy, you got it wrong. It's not 16. You must be really slow at 16. Mr. Cubano says, hey, Nigel, want to give a shout out to everybody here to have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Mr. Cubano. Happy holidays, Christmas to everybody. I'm glad to see a few people actually turn up here. I thought I was going to be here with 10 people, but I thought I've got nothing to do on Christmas Eve. Miss is not here till the 2nd of January, so it's peace and quiet in the household, and it's really odd. So, I thought I'd jump on here.
Viper is actually suggesting we could tell how bad this event is based on whether you can complete it before a DJ stream finishes.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Remember, I don't talk about other CCs. I'm baffled with that unpopular choice of running Alliance tournaments on Christmas. They didn't add more juicy stuff like upgrade parts for more recent specialty ships. Yeah, but Gwyndion must be Welsh. Gwyndion, is it? How do you spell the GW? How do you say it again? Niv, you're the closest to Wales.
Sorry, what?
G-
I just say Gwendion.
Gwyndion, yeah. Gwyndion sounds good. So, CJ Pecker says 27 hours, 19 minutes per day. Wow, you did it, CJ. You've managed to add time. I heard Nigel's getting.
If you do it in a Welsh accent, though,
Welsh,
it would probably. Yeah, Gwendion. You know.
No, so Cymru, so Simaru as it's spelled, it's Cymru. That's how you say it. So Gwyndion. You need to do it like that, but then I can't really do the accent very well. It's not sleepy yet, Mactaco. Crisito says, it is, Nigel. Folks needs to stop engaging in FOMO. If folks find value, then do it. If you don't, skip it and do something else. What are actually missing by not doing the event? You don't miss anything. Crisito makes the exact point I'm trying to make, especially with future content that's coming. I think you need to plan and choose what you do very carefully, or hey, I've got the rewards I want, and that's what I'm looking for. Vuel says, I finished it in 2 GS hulls, but had an outpost going and was hitting 66s. Interesting. Vuel's got a tactic.
Yeah, if your building is 61 plus, easy, job done.
Yeah, exactly. We have to choose what we want to do for the Year of Hell Part 2. No, it's not called the Year of Hell. It is. It's been quite funny. I think it's got a good title. Well, I say it's got a good title. I was trying to, because I was trying to figure out. I was like, oh, I know what it is, and then I was trying to figure out what the title was, and literally everyone that I know forgot what the title is. It's not the most memorable title that's coming, but it's kind of a cool title when you see it. Spectre says, speaking of bundles, can we consider adding for the next Ferenti event store FC Kirk skill points, FC Spock skill points, and FC Janeway skill points? Yes, they do have them in one of the event stores, right? Did I not see them in the event stores? In one of the event stores? Is it the Ferengi? Are they not there? Skill points. Oh, they don't have those special. I get it. I get Spectre. It's those specific ones are not in there. Great. Dog Holiday, I got one milestone, then I realized I was what I was fighting for. It stopped. There we go, Dog Holiday. Now we know. Monke says STFC 2026, open your wallets even more. Well, I don't know. I just think you need to. The podcast explains all. I've already recorded it. It explains quite a lot, and it's quite critical you understand what I say in it, because otherwise it's going to be quite interesting. Gwyndion, counterpoint, with the frustration of the fair number of players, it seems a risky design choice for Scopely. Once you actively encourage players to skip events, a small step for players to wondering why I shouldn't skip all of this. True. Indrik says, yeah, my recon load is 62 and I had FC Cisco, so it took me 5 minutes. Yeah, some people are... got there. Ditch the wallet, just leave the cash at the door. More like undiscovered credit limit, yeah. Too expensive if they go into the Ferengi store, Mad Hatter. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can pop it somewhere else. Just popping in from how's the game going? Yeah, it's really good, Sleepy Queen. I think, let's see what January brings to our world. Release the pond. Release the pod. No, I'm not going to release the pod now. McShizzle says, this is always a thing. We have to embroider a great with Eek. I'm late. I'm prepping for lunch tomorrow. Oh, Flossie, are you doing all the cooking? Well, I decided that on Christmas Eve is the best time to go to the supermarket before it closes to grab last bits. So I had old Brenda Biddy Brenda, elbow me out of the aisle at the age of 84, trying to get to the cheddar cheese, and I was going for the Cornish quartz. I mean, it's quite interesting doing supermarket shopping on last minute on a Christmas Eve when all I wanted was a little bit of cheese. I wish I never went for the cheese. That's why I come here for the jokes. I mean, the cheese. Oh, wait. What would you guys do again? Yeah, something's funny in there. 3 brands of beer, an acceptable alternative to 3-course Christmas lunch. True. I asked for G5, G6 scrapping for Christmas. Okay. Well, I mean, as per Connor's message, that is by July 2026. So you haven't got long to go now. You know, January, February. January basically is a write-off. No one remembers it. February is almost going to happen, and so we're close to February anyway. And then you know, February's always hasn't got 30 days, so you're there in March pretty much. So yeah, you haven't got long to go. And then April, May, June, then July. Yeah, you haven't got long, like 3 or 4 months technically in our heads, right? That sounds reasonable. Christmas in July. Yes, exactly, Crisito. Christmas in July. Or earlier, let's hope. Blessed are the cheesemakers. I do.
He was on the naughty list, so he doesn't get his Christmas present. That's what it is.
Oh, does he not? Ark, what do you think of the Alliance Tournament Store editions, buddy? What do you think?
Well, I've just been going over them. Yeah, I mean, you know, they put a lot of stuff in there, and a lot of stuff is still locked behind the Master League. I wish they'd put more stuff in the other leagues, but yeah, I mean, you know, the Federation wrap and stuff is good, I suppose. The outpost solo Armada directives strikes, they're okay, but everything else is pretty much the same. You know, they put the good stuff behind the Master League instead of tempting people.
Yeah, I think they gave it a couple of leagues, didn't they, Quasel, Netniv? Did they not? I thought in the announcement I always saw 2 or 3 levels on a few of them, which I thought was quite good. Where is their announcement? It says I have to go past all the amazing stuff that. Oh yeah, here we go. So all the leagues Officer Depot token stores, which is great. 71 and above Master and Expert leagues will be able to get faction rep. 71 above Master League for Aphelion. That makes sense. That makes sense being in the top league because it's like, you know, the latest ship. Going forward, it will feature non-elite solo output strike directives. That scares me, and I'll tell you why it does. Commanders up 51 above in the Master, Expert, and Adept leagues will see them. So that's kind of good. And then I don't know where the Premium Mirror Dust is being seen at maximum. That'll be the thing.
Yeah, that's the Master League.
Is that it's just the Master League? I mean that's a good addition as well. The wish they'd put actual correct currency that we have in the Alliance store so we can see what we have to spend. Flossie, the thing that frustrates me at the moment is, have you played the game, the really fun game that we all like to play, which is see if you can click on the right bundle that you want to buy in the Alliance Tournament store, where it refreshes, and I'm like, nope, don't press yet, don't press, and I get really scared, and I'm like, it's been quiet for a bit. Do I press? I just need one, and because it's expensive, you're like, I don't want to lose it, but.
The simple answer is you look at your online list and wait until like practically you and one other person's online, and then you buy.
Well, Niv, so
way easier. You just need a proper sized monitor, and then there is no scrolling. It's very easy.
Oh God! Only one person with 7 monitors and the size of a house can actually say that. Niv, I thought with you being the community mod leader of Doom, you would have created some sort of way to counter this. Have you not?
Well, no, because it's a refresh thing, isn't it? So, I mean, you can, if you pick the page down thing, you can really scale it so you can get everything on one thing.
And then it won't refresh.
It will still refresh.
Oh, okay.
It will still refresh, but things should be in the same place rather than scrolling. So, yeah, if you go, I mean, I can do that right now. It's just you go to your alliance, you go to your faction, and then you can do the same thing with your officer list. You can get your entire officer list in one go.
Oh, interesting.
It's going to be very hard for you to read, but you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand why they don't, like for the premium mirror dust for the what's name, right?
Yeah.
Why don't they just make it expensive for the lower levels? Yeah, so Master League is a certain number, right? So say it's 500 for 100, right?
Yeah.
So and you come down to the Expert League. Why don't they make it like 1,000, right? And then the Adept League, why don't they make it 1,500, right?
Yeah.
Because that tempts people. You know, because then you
Oh.
got people that are stuck that can't get up into the Master League because their alliance isn't big enough or whatever. They can still spend, but they can, but it's going to cost them a little bit more. And, most people like myself, right? We can't get into the Master League because we don't have the participation or the alliance size to do that, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine because, but you see, I have nothing else to spend on the store because everything else is maxed.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so that need to drop it down level. And to answer you, CJ Becker, as well. Currently, the temporary stuff is the Aphelion, the Rep bundle, and the Officer Depot token. Those are the temporary stuff at the moment.
I
So
have also
I have
posted
a little
in
bit
the
of a
chat.
counter
I
argument
have
there.
also posted in the chat the Alliance store as a whole, so you can see it as one big thing. And Sneezy's doing the same thing straight after me with his store, which is bigger than mine. Got more things in it.
Yeah, well, Sneezy's
So-
a legend. But yes, a counter argument for Maktako. What do you think, sir?
So people are like, oh well, they should put the rewards down below Master League. I mean, the rewards that they're giving are good rewards. Why should it be below the Master League? They want people to compete to go higher into the Master League to get the rewards.
Yeah, true. And Ferry
And if your lines can't do it by themselves, then then maybe it's look for different lines that could get you into the Master League.
yeah, true. But also Taco Ferry says getting to Master League should be a non-event. Merge your alliance with a bigger one, or accept that you can't compete. Interesting. But it
But
is
the thing is, your lines, you're supposed to do the 3 tasks every day. And I always tell my line like, hey, do these tasks per day. It's just we're not asking you to slave yourself hours into a game, but if you can't do 3 tasks a day, then you're not a good alliance teammate.
Yeah, but also I do like the fact they have events, which basically means that everyone's got to do enough tasks for the whole alliance to benefit from rewards as well. You can see that, and then independently, you can still score in the alliance tournaments by just doing the hostile one at least. It's just this is one of those things. KJ, you've just jumped on. Any thoughts about any of this so far?
First, General Arc, if you need a real alliance, please let me know. Happy to get you into ours. That's actually a real alliance on our server. And then I also agree with Taco, right? This is alliance tournaments. This isn't a free trophy for everyone. This is supposed to be a separation of alliances. This is a showdown. Not everyone gets the same rewards.
Yeah, true. Go on, Diclo.
I was just gonna say I'm in agreement with KJ and Taco.
Oh, wow. So there you go. We got two sides of the story. This leaves me with only one person that can answer this question properly. I hope he's available to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, will the legendary number one, Stony Dude, have an answer to all of this? Stony, what do you think?
I wasn't paying attention. Can somebody repeat the question?
Stony Dude doesn't even listen to the show. He just turns up on the show. So you've got
Tony, do you think that Alliance tournaments is supposed to have a miniature 2-inch trophy for everyone? Everybody gets to participation prize, or do you think a tiered structure with competition and segregation of alliances and their rewards is appropriate?
Ooh. So in other words, you've got
Is
some great
Panda
rewards.
teaching KJ lawyer speak?
Yeah, I think he has been teaching him that, but also that's why he's making Panda keyrings, which are available at the store at bandit.com. What's it called? And use the code VOTP. But Stony, the question is, do you think that some rewards being as high as they are should be in the tiered system, or should everyone be able to access everything at different paying structures, like another suggestion was made?
Well, I mean that's always one of those age-old questions, right? I remember when territories came out, the push was to get into an alliance that was active and able to hold territories. So, I mean, if you look at it from one point, the alliance games are kind of like that. You want to be with a group that is active, participates, and scores, and stays in the Master League. Where the game has evolved to the point where I know some groups like to play in smaller, and that really hurts them. So
Yeah.
is it? I can kind of see both sides of it, and I don't have a good answer to you, to be honest. Like, I'm in a bigger group, but and we're in the Master League, so I'll be like, yeah, tier it. But I mean, I've also been in smaller groups, and then when you get excluded, it's not cool, and it takes away a part of the game. So it's yeah, I'd like to see some. Maybe there's a different way where we can where the game can evolve to a point where smaller groups can actually participate and reap all the good rewards based on their participation.
That's true.
Well, then that's why I said increase the cost, right? Because I mean, it doesn't have to be double; it could be triple the cost, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not because it's not a participation trophy. I mean, because regular members, smaller members that aren't putting the effort in, they're not going to buy it anyway, right? Because it's going to be way too expensive, right? But somebody that's to KJ's point, right? I wouldn't join Dark if you asked me. I can tell you some secrets about Dark that make you cringe. If you like that kind of stuff.
Let's not bring the alliance battles going on here. It's
But anyway, I know. But at the end of the day, it's about making it fair. I mean, come on. I mean, realistically, they've got like officer, the officer badges in the Master League. Really? Anybody that's in the Master League shouldn't need badges anyway.
well, they do.
That depends. That
yeah.
depends on how long you play. But they could start doing some things like averages over an alliance or something like that. So that's about the activity of all members and not only the biggest alliance wins, because on average they have more players and more scores and more points or something like that. And then it may be a real competition. But currently it's just who has the biggest alliance with the highest player
Oh my
ops-wise,
God.
because they have it easier.
Do you know what you're asking for now? It's going to turn into one of those things where it's going to be like the new Champions League in football, which is now even more complicated than needs to be for the sake of like a win, and you don't really face everybody. But I kind of in agreement both sides. I do like the idea that there should be a structure and a tiered thing to it, because being from Europe, we understand the football structure here in the US. Everyone gets to contribute to everything. Matt Flat says something quite important. He says, no contribution, no alliance tournament rewards. Every person I've brought in, I've made it clear you benefit from being in an alliance, so expect to contribute, which I think is a very fair statement to make. Look, we've got loads. We got even Shockwave Prime on the stage. You've got Cruzito coming in. This is turning into a family affair. Shockwave Prime, you've popped in, buddy. How you doing? Happy holidays. What would you like to say?
Oh, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I was going to tell Ark that not every server's been playing since day one. I absolutely need command badges, brother.
There you go. That's the answer to that one. And Cruzito, you always come in with an absolute mind-blowing dongle of a knowledge. What would you like to throw out our way today?
Well, I think this is going to something I stated earlier, and then you're kind of hinting it out, which I think is important, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one, I agree with KJ, which makes me feel sick, so I'm going to have to take some Tums here. But at the end of the day, it is a tournament, and I think one of the challenges, and I hear it a lot, where oh, we're a community. I like playing because of the community. I mean, that's great. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, we're playing a game,
Yeah.
right? So the idea is to win. And so if you want those prizes, then you probably should maybe go and look at trying to get in an alliance or get your alliance to actually participate so that you can win the tournament, i.e., get the rewards that you're looking for. So, I mean, I get it. As somebody who was in a large alliance, then left the alliance because I just didn't want to deal with them.
Yeah.
And then realized, oh, I need Emerald Chain. Well, that sucks. I guess I got to go back to it, right?
Yeah.
And so I went back to the alliance. And when I got there, it was a matter of, guess what, guys? If we want the rewards, we're going to have to stay in the highest league, which means everybody's going to have to do some tasks. And if you are free to play completely or you're a lower player, there are plenty of opportunities for you to contribute. And I think, to be honest, that's essentially what Scopely is trying to tell you. If you want the rewards, you have to engage.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know we don't like that, right? I mean, there are plenty of us that don't like that attitude of, well, I want to be able to get paid for coming in the game and just giving you my time. You know, they're telling you, great.
Yeah.
Your participation that little, you get these rewards. I mean, that's just, unfortunately, that's just reality.
Yeah, true. And it is a competition at the end of the day, and it is a game. And I think, you know, I remember a player was saying to me, yeah, but I'm a peaceful player. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a game. So you may
Yep.
want to play the peaceful route on this one. Some people are PvPers, aren't they? Quasel and Cruzito. They're like some people who just want to fight all the time. You know, I mean, like, or people who don't want to be in big alliances for whatever reason. But then they've got to accept that you're playing the game at a certain level, and do it at that level. So that's the important thing to sort of understand.
Yeah,
of
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, and I tell my alliance and I get tracked from them all the time. Are we a social club or are we a competitive alliance?
Yeah.
Because we're a social club, hey, that's cool. We can do that too, right? We can play beer league if you want to.
Yes.
And that just means that we're going to get beer league prizes, right? Which is just the fun of being there and possibly getting drunk. But if we actually want to have good rewards, and that means we got to be competitive, which means we're actually going to have to somewhat take it serious.
Yeah, true. Niv, just mute yourself. I know you're wrapping Christmas presents. It's really lovely. So, Niv, do it. Mute yourself, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, I apologize. I thought I was muted.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
No, question for you, Nigel. Question for
Yes.
you. So, I mean, I've beat this drum to death in many different forums of kind of locking away rewards behind mechanics, whether that be alliance games, whether that be arenas, whether that be whatever. There's so many different examples in the game today. Is that a good thing? Should you know, I guess prestigious or wanted or sought after command badges are a great thing. Why are they locked to Master League? Right? It's that should be something that's probably all the way from novice all the way up, right? So, you know, what are your thoughts on that? You know, when you kind of lock away something behind a mechanic that you know, kind of impacts the way people want to play the game.
Yeah, true. I completely agree, especially with things that you need to do daily things. Like when it comes to officer promotions and upgrades, you shouldn't really lock them behind things, personally. I think they should be accessible to all. So when it comes to those officers, I know the current iteration of officers have come with substantial levels of other types of loot that you've got to get, which is another conversation. But with the basic officer listing that we have in the game, which you need for everyday hostiles, everyday armadas, everyday outposts, you should be able to upgrade them without it being an issue. Getting the shards should be like the battle. You shouldn't be worried about like, oh God, I've now got to get command badges, which I don't get enough of, or science badges or whatever. It's just it's something that shouldn't be there, and I'm worried because I'm hoping that they would consider what I call perception. So, what do people like? Like when they see, for example, look, Battle Pass is a great example, right? So you've got a free track and you've got an elite track. The thing about the Battle Pass that I really like is that everyone, whether you're a free-to-play player or an elite player, can visually see you finish something. Same thing with an event in an SMS. You can go up the sort of progress bar and finish it, and you can see finishing it. Whether you want to spend and you finish it that way, or you want to not spend and you work really hard and finish it the other way. That means you visually can see a win. It's something that we've always expected from the moment we were born till now. The moment you change that perspective, so let's say there is a finish line. Let's say there's an SMS and you can't finish it no matter what, but the last milestone or the last two milestones, you have to spend to finish it. What does that irritate you more, or does as a free to play player where you've worked your way all the way there, and I'm like, well, but my bar didn't reach the end, and to me that hurts. What do you think?
Suggestion here, Nigel?
But yeah, go on, Diclo.
So first, I agree with you about everybody should have badges except for Hendrick.
Yeah.
Second, this idea for the Alliance tournament because next year we're going to get an expansion of Emerald Ching.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long's Alliance tournament been going now? A year, a little over a year?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Alliance has always been master. So my suggestion for the expansion EC is they add more top tiers to get those top alliances that have been in the Master League the entire time more competition to get into even better tiers. They can lower the points for these smaller alliances to move up into the tiers that existed beforehand.
Fair enough. That's
I have a comment, if I may.
Yeah, go on, KJ.
So I think that we have to be careful to say that, and Stoney knows that I love him to death, but I think we have to be careful to say that something is locked behind a certain league, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Alliance Tournament is not the only sourcing for command badges. It's
True.
a avenue of sourcing. So it's not locked behind Alliance tournaments. Being able to acquire it this way is, kind of the path that they've set forward. But you still have the loop, the discovery loop. You've got, other ways to get them.
Yeah.
The battle pass, gives them out again. So I think we got to be careful to say that it's necessarily locked behind it.
Yeah.
This avenue has a different criteria to get them.
Yes.
I mean, this is an extra set of badges, I guess, but at the same time, why isn't that extra set of badges available to everybody? Not just in the Master League,
They are available to everyone. Get in a better alliance.
No, but they're not, because there's only so many places in top alliances anyway.
Yeah,
you can't get into a better alliance.
There is alliance limits.
Yeah,
compete for a better alliance.
Yeah, true. Let's go one at a time here. One at a time. So Crisito next. Go ahead.
Well, I think to KJ, what the point that KJ was trying to make is that it's not the only source, right? You can get command badges, although it's RNG, so it may not be the best source.
Yeah.
But there are other events and things that are out there that provide you the ability to get those command badges.
Agreed.
So, right? If you do your Stell event, you do the Disco event, right? There are plenty of ways to get it. It may not be as quickly as what we want it. And I think that's why the addition to the ATs was a good thing. Hey, we understand that it's a slow drip or you may not always get them there, so we're going to give you an additional one.
Yeah.
The cost for that additional is that your alliance has to be competitive and get to Master League, right? So I kind of see both sides, but at the same time, you've got to participate in the game in order to get it. And that's, I think, something that we're not necessarily comfortable admitting to is that in order for us to get rewards, we actually have to play.
Yeah, true.
I don't disagree with that. But I think for command badges, all right, maybe they don't necessarily need to be in the novice leagues, but you do want people to work for some things, and command badges are things that people want to get after. But some of these things you look at and you think, but they don't need to be that high. Why? I mean, why are they? Why is it that a Master League only thing? I mean, for me, I think that is something that should be slightly lower. It's not something that should just be top tier.
And we can definitely look at that, and something that maybe we can advise them to knock it down a level or two, which would be quite nice for the new year. So,
I mean, if anybody wants to rent my command badges, I've got 38, so I'm willing to rent them out for Sigma 5 Crest.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only the command badges. Maybe I can see both sides, and I do understand it. But then alliances and the social factor is a factor in the game. A lot of us are here because of the community, and so maybe it shouldn't be kind of forced to just go for the rewards in the big alliance. I do get it. Leaderboards, alliance leaderboards. I'm very lucky being in RS, which is a very nice alliance and a very successful one. But that's not for everybody. So maybe there is a way in between. And
yeah, that's true. What I'm going to do is, because I know everyone's getting a bit passionate now, so let me call you out before you say anything. So, Shockwave Prime, you jumped on unmuted. Anything you'd like to add in?
Yeah, I was just going to echo the previous sentiment. Actually, I don't think they need to be that high, and here's the reason. Just to kind of break it down a little bit more.
Brilliant.
we have two G3 versions on how to source badges right now, right? We've got Stella Armadas,
Yeah.
and then things that are linked to the disco that you can cash in at the faction store. So that's two G3 areas, and then a G4 area with the Armadas. Now, unless I'm miscounting, that's really the only three sources of badges that we have with Armada pools, and then the two G3 sources. Like I said, maybe I missed one.
Yep.
But that's it. And then, so to make sure to lock it behind Master League, now I'm going to take the win, at least it's in the tournament store.
Yeah.
But to lock it behind Master League is really kind of disregarding how difficult truly you've made it. Because if you look about it, you look at it, there's no G5 way, no G6 way.
Yeah.
And my server's not ascended, but I can only assume that there's no G7 way to source those badges. So, I'm going to take the win that it's Master League, but the fact that it's Master League only is a little short-sighted, being that we only have a G3 and a G4 way to source such an important item.
Yeah, true. And now that's something that we can definitely go back to them and give feedback on for the next run to hopefully get that knocked down one level, or if not 2 levels, which would be amazing for everybody here. General Arc, you are unmuted, buddy, and you had something to say. Anything you'd like to jump in with?
Yeah, well, for the badges, there's a G6 way because they're in the outpost, I believe, aren't they?
The badges are in the outpost.
Yeah, in the refinery.
No,
they're
they're not.
not.
No.
They're not.
I thought they were.
No, they're not in there.
Anyway, but regardless, I mean, so I mean, things like the mirror dust, right?
Yeah.
The mirror dust there's 2 ways. There's 3 ways to get that now. The outpost, which has just come in.
Yep.
Before that, the only other way to get that free to play was the arenas, right?
Yep.
Somebody like myself, that's time gated by a certain time that you can do arenas. I can't participate in arenas because I'm working at that time.
Yeah, true.
So what? My real life job, which actually pays for Scopely's paycheck, is going to limit that? Come on.
Yeah, true.
Because people have real lives.
Yeah, that's true, and I completely agree. That things just need to be timed better. Let's hope that in the new year, new start, they'll start it really strong, work towards a path of progression, and in a really odd way, I believe from what I think is coming, it will lead to rewarding your progression in a certain way, which I think is a reasonable idea. So we'll see how that works out. Flossie says, Nigel, do you know if they're going to get any more Emerald change levels? Quite a few alliances are max now. At the moment, I would have thought like how Syndicate gets updated, the same style. So Syndicate gets updated once every year or once every 2 years. I can't remember. Anyone know an answer to that one? Syndicate seems to take. Do we get an update like 5 levels once every year, something like that? Ish. Once every 18 months. Same sort of thing I expect with the Alliance tournaments. Just complete guess, by the way, and not because of anything that I know and not know. And we'll see. We worked way up without being able to get them from the Alliance tournament. It sounds like people just want. We need to choose our asks wisely when it comes to Scopely. A lot of us put a lot of work to participate in Alliance tournaments. We earned being able to get those badges in Alliance tournaments. Do work to get to the Master League. Crondizzle has. This is what I mean. There's a balanced view for both sides, so we don't need to dismiss both sides' worth of feedback towards this. Spectre says more alliance slots, more alliance-centered benefits that are alliance multipliers instead of solo player progression hindrances. Well, Ferry's response is Master League is an alliance benefit for managing your alliance well. When you say multiplier, you're suggesting the higher leagues get more loots or something like that. We don't get more loots. It's just people score better. Like Maflat, who's in my alliance in my server, understands that we push players to just do 3 tasks a day. That's your number one objective. Just can you do 3 tasks a day for your alliance? I don't care if it's really low. I don't care if it's really high. Can you do 3 tasks a day? Because the more people that participate, the more chances you have of doing what you need to do. Then you can push the alliance to the next level and the next level and hope that you can stay in the Master League and get better things. And that, to me, is what alliances should be. So there should be a challenge, but there should also be access to things that I think they put too much value on these badges, and they just need to knock them down. A couple of levers just allow more access, because these badges are required for the basic. I'm calling the transporter passing officers the basic officers. For the basic officers, we've now had them out for 7 years, and this system's been out for 7 years, so we need 7 years. Just please release those badges, because that's what needs to happen. I understand with this new philosophy of, 120,000 plunder to upgrade Nog is insane. 120,000 is insane, but I get it. But, you're gating it behind that. Stewie Doo says, make them do 6,000. Yes, Cruzito, go ahead.
I have one question, and maybe this might solve the issue, right?
Go on.
It's a matter of the badges, right? If you look at the officers that have been released, I don't know what, over the last year, maybe
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
It's the fact that every officer, especially the epics, have come out, have been a commander, right?
Yeah.
Like they can solve the problem by, I don't know, diversifying what these officers actually are, right?
Yes.
And not making everybody a commander. I think that would also help out. Also, like along the way, they've given up on rares, they've given up on uncommons. So I think by doing that, you're now seeing, especially for players that are just coming into the game relatively new.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle to get there, right? I mean, us players that have been here for 7 years, yeah, badges aren't a problem. But at the same time, if every new officer that comes out is a commander, then yes, that's going to be a problem to get them tiered up. So they
Yeah.
need to probably look
But
at that as well if they
they're
don't want
not
to
all
adjust
commanders, though.
the sourcing.
They're not all commanders. The Hierarch, which is the big one,
Yeah.
is engineering. Nog is command, and then Esri is science. So they're not
Agreed.
all commanders. It's
Yes.
just, but your other point is absolutely correct. They really need to they really need to work on, what we're 3 months out from our last technical rare officer. So they really do need to work on, because by definition, not everything that is sourced out can be, quote, epic, right? We don't get uncommon ships anymore. So Cruz is absolutely onto something with that. There should be a rare and uncommon and things like these officers that are out there. Not everything needs to be classified as an epic.
Yeah, that's true, and I think I hope that they will start doing some rare officers. But Viper brings a very good point. He says ops progression at lower levels has been made easier in the game, but upgrading officers is an issue, and gating badges is an adverse effect on the lower players leveling up effectively. I think that's beautifully said, and I think that's what I'm trying to get to with that information. Do you agree, Quazel?
Yep, absolutely.
It's something that I
Because
think
speed of progression makes it an issue.
Yeah, exactly. Like when we did the mid ops podcast, I remember just listening to, as I was talking it through, I was thinking, wow, they're getting players to progress really beautifully, very fast. It's really enjoyable at those levels 20 to 50. You're getting up there, but then you hit this massive wall of 51. So your speed of progression slows down dramatically off a cliff edge rather than gradually slowing it down and, getting you up there, because you can't, if you don't have the officers, you can't even do the hostiles. You can't even do anything. So I hope that they reconsider that. Same thing as they do with the $400, 400 rupees for £100 for the FC slot, which is, but crazy. This is the thing that I'm trying to get people to understand. You don't need it. Like, it's fine. Just do the plunder thing, and one day you'll get enough plunder, and then go get it. Like, there's no stress required. Like, I understand what they're trying to do. They believe that to not hinder the grind of achieving the ultimate goal of an FC slot, which is what they have as their ultimate thing that they have at the end, like they did with FC Khan, like they did with Joaquim, with Joaquim. They were like, okay, you're going to grind forever, but this is your ultimate goal. The same thing they're trying to do with the FC slot in an adverse way, in a different way. So what you've realized is, okay, well, if you want to buy it, we don't want to hinder the people that are actually going to grind it out. That's their theory. Whether it's correct or not is by the by, but that's their theory. And I understand saying, well, okay, we don't want to devalue what we started the month with as an FC slot, and that's something that they want to sort of avoid. And they've gone obviously one way too strongly. And that's the problem that you end up with, is you end up with people getting frustrated about Alliance tournaments being gated, everything being gated. But it's a tournament. There's a reason. Like I'm a Blackburn Rovers fan. I'm never going to see them in the Champions League. It doesn't mean that I go, well, you've got to give them access because they're Blackburn Rovers and anyone in the Championship can get there. You can't, because you're like, get promoted,
You
fine.
keep yelling that every time you walk into Nando's.
Excuse me, when you go to Nando's, you pay for a player for Blackburn. So thank you very much for your service there, Netniv. Ark, yes, buddy. What do you think?
But this all goes back to their value of certain things to what we value things. I mean, they've done that before. What was that? What was that thing that they valued highly before? That was fleet presets.
Yes, the greatest thing ever made.
Thing with free. Yeah, the greatest thing ever made. And how many people actually went for it? I mean, I probably don't even have one, let alone any of them. You know, many of them, because I don't see the value. They did that before again. What did they do that? What did they do before that?
Yeah,
the refresh tokens for the away teams. Oh, they're the greatest thing in the world. No, they're not, because we just wait 24 hours. Their value of stuff is, and everybody knows in here that, when they come out and value something like that, okay, it's $400 for a FC slot. Wait 3 months and it'll be free. Why are you going to spend money on that?
True. I do have a response to that. Like, this is where the players' advisory, keyword here, advisory council comes in. Stoney's part of the players' advisory council, and it's in their interest to ask those people. Now, remember, PAC are not there to, say something. PAC are there to advise on any questions that get asked. So I hope that by them listening to this, for example, they'll go, cool, well, let's ask the Player Advisory Council, do players consider this and this and this? And then this debate that we're having right now could be something that could be debated with them. And I think them understanding more of the mechanics of how players play the game. I think they see players in very small boxes. Like, there's a PvE player, there's a PvP player, there's a mining player, there is a expansionist, there is a whatever. The biggest problem is players are not like that in the game. There's loads of players that float between divisions and do different things. Some players, are PvE players but really enjoy PvP when it comes. Some people enjoy, different aspects of the game, like mining. Like, I know Stony Dude is the biggest miner in the world. He just basically mines. I mean, Stony Dude just loves mining. He just goes, I'll shove a ship, and I'm really excited when I score really high on my mining Mondays. Is that true, Stony?
Fake news. Fake news. That is fake news.
Fake news. But do you see what I mean? But I think they need to understand more different types of players. And that way they will get better, some understanding of what the players are trying to do. Yeah, exactly. Like Killer Angels brought a good point. PvE plus social chatting, PvE plus min-maxing act. Values all relative, as Sniper says. And in the case of the game, in the case of the game is point in time. True. So some people value points. So what they need to do is they need to find a balance, and balance is really difficult to sort of achieve. Look at the aggregation hostile event, for example. It's very hard to balance because you don't know where anyone's building level is. Really, I'm a 72, and my building level is not even 61, and I'm like, oh, well, I've got to do this and that.
Yeah,
and that,
but they have the data. Come on, I mean, I wonder sometimes how they get to these decisions, because they drive on data. I mean, maybe they sell enough. We don't know. Maybe they make enough money and the game is still there for 7 years because we represent, 10%, 15%, 20% of the community? I mean, not everybody is on Discord or joining all these social events around community and creators and stuff.
Yes.
But Scopely at least should know some things. For example, that no player that didn't spend can have the building at 61.
Exactly.
That's basic math based on that data. And then they could know, okay, either let's target an event based on the design we did because it's based on building level. I know it's hard on their tooling. Maybe they could look into that, but then at least they could say, okay, we know we
Yeah.
can't get really target the ops range. Then let's say, okay, 61 has the same scoring to do
Yeah,
because
true.
they might not have the building there. And
Yeah.
everybody that spent and gave them the money should
Yeah.
have it maybe a little bit easier because that's how the game works. People spend to have an easier life.
Yeah, true.
It's open. I finished the event and the aggregation today in like 12 hours, and it might have been less because I had queued up.
Yeah, but
You know, like he said, they have the data, and I'm sorry, again, IT background. All this information's in a database that they can get all this in under 30 minutes and know exactly what average building every single level has.
Yeah, I'll let you jump in, Cruzito, next. Yeah, go on, buddy.
Well, and I think, to be honest, right, there is also a little bit of the pain point is still going to be there.
Yes.
For those players that are maybe on the edge, right? Let's say you're at a building, I don't know, 59.
Yes.
Or 60. And they're right. Did you guys notice that, I don't know, PAC showed up for increasing those buildings?
Yeah.
And so let's not be surprised that they're going to put this event out and it's going to be go kill 900 hostiles. But if you just spend a little bit of money, it'll be so much easier for you.
Yeah.
So at the same time, some of these are hey, we're going to kind of give you a little bit of ease. If you already invested, great. At the same time, we're going to let that pain be there and then offer you the ability to make it easier. And so I think that's something, if we recognize, doesn't mean we have to accept it. But I think if we recognize that that is some of the play, they're going to put these events every now and then to drive some sales.
Yeah, true. And
Over.
And I agree, Crisito. And also, you don't like I'm trying to get people to understand. You know, if you can't achieve it or you don't think it's achievable or so on, if you don't do it, you're not going to lose out. Like, just move on, enjoy the good aspects of the game. There's loads of good in the game, and the problem is we focus all on the bad. But you know, there's loads of good. Like, I think looking back throughout the year, I'm going to read Killer Angel's lovely little message. He said, the thing is, it's a Star Trek game. They should get to the core of Trek working together, and the effort should be active, minimal in the game as ALB for fun's sake. And I agree. And I think if you look at the good that happened in the game, the problem is we got compounded by too many hostile hunts. Obviously, flashpoints started off bad, but then by the time it got okay, it got removed. But they removed it too early, basically, which is a shame because I think it finally reached the level they got to. And I hope that they learned from that data for any future runs that they try of anything like that. Outpost is a good example. When they started to work, the challenge of defeating them has become a really brand new thing. And I was speaking on Viper's channel, and I remember just saying, if you split Outpost into three things, you've got three really cool games that you enjoy. A lot of the super big whales are trying to beat the 80, which they can't. Or they're trying to beat a few 76s, which they're struggling with. Then you've got people who are focusing on trying to finish it, which becomes game number 2. So then you decide, okay, what ships can I put? What do I need to upgrade? I need a building. I need Cisco. I need this and that to get to that, to eventually get to, being able to finish a larger one. And then the final aspect of the whole thing is FC Cisco. Now, I know they've put the G7 efficiencies, but the key to FC Cisco for me is the first thing I did was I got straight to the plunder loot bonus. Because I was like, I'm going to hammer that until I get it as high as possible, doing the minimal research of everything else. Because I want to get as much plunder as I can to see how much sustainability I have over the course of time. And I think if you look at things that way, that's the thing that's going to make it critical. And Dog Holiday says, for me, it's not the amount of money, it's the principle now. I refuse to endure this anymore. I agree, but look at the good. The lag, except today, server 45, I know there's been an issue. The lag has improved. The gameplay smoothness has gotten better since they've done the Unity and the Unity upgrades and so on. They've also introduced loads of quality of life things that we forgot about, which is the, bulk refines. They've added so many things that we forgot that they added this year because everything was within that. But also Trash Panda and various others. I agree that there is still lag spikes and issues, but the lag sustainability has been like, okay, on the private server, I barely see anyone saying there's a major lag issue. But when it happens, it's really bad. And the thing is to balance that out so that it doesn't stop that. But remember, we've had everything that's sort of that they've done this year that has been very useful. I'm trying to find the positive here. I know we all just want to hammer and so on, but what I like is, okay, we've had half the server saying I still want Alliance tournaments to run, or I want them to run it and just give me the tokens, but then they'll never give us enough tokens for us to be really happy. So just run the damn thing, which is what they've done, and now we can focus on doing that. Viper again comes in with a good point, saying just because there are good points to the game does not mean that we shouldn't call out the failures. We cannot get to a stage where basic competence to win for Scopely. I agree completely. What I'm trying to say, Viper, is in this I'm trying to get people to get into this mindset of we need to change the way we play this game very, very differently to what we've been doing. We don't have to complete everything. We don't have to do everything. We don't have to make it, specific to work. So I want you guys to just focus on the fact of I'm going to achieve what is achievable in front of me from now. Let's open 2026 with that mindset in your head. It's very important you do so. And I understand
with you 100%, Nigel. I'm gonna echo your comments.
Yeah.
There's so much to do in the game right now that you really need to pick and choose. I found this out because I've been really busy at work, so I focus on what's important to me and to what I want to see in my progression.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on your comment earlier about the player advisory council.
Yeah.
Me being a pack for life.
Yes.
But I mean, there might be pack members in this audience right now. So
yes.
I mean, I was kind of undercover brother for a time as well. So your feedback matters. Your feedback is being monitored throughout the various discords and voice chats, text. So your feedback matters, and it is taken to heart. It is considered. The CMs especially escalate anything that they can.
Yep.
So don't ever feel that they're not listening. Just because something's not done doesn't mean you weren't heard. Somebody made a decision at higher levels to do things the way they do, and we can't change that. But what we can do is bring them the feedback of the players, the sentiment of the players, the hard numbers from events, from participation, and we will see change. We have seen change, and we can't ever get down. We just have to keep pushing.
Yeah, exactly that. And that's one thing I want people to focus on. If you think about all the things that we managed to get into the game, when you look at that list, you go, wow, we've done pretty well. And we've gotten quite a lot changed, based on the player base and being advocates and fighting for it. And everyone does so. Everyone tries to do their best to do it their way to get in. Like for example, like in the the previous, the last voice of the players, someone had an issue since Tuesday. We got it fixed on the day. Quasel pointed me out to the aggregation. We got it looked at very, very quickly. We had, there's so many different ways, but it doesn't mean like I'm the best to go to for things. It just means that everyone's got different ways and different avenues to achieve things. So we should use all the avenues we can and come together as a team to make that work. And Dog Holiday, free Tal's never going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, that Tal situation, give it up. It's just like that dream is not the greatest in the world. Maflat, who's part of my alliance, says, as a free-to-play, I've decided to do what I do and what I don't. Sometimes some things will wait till later or never, but I need to do is to enjoy playing. But I also feel as free-to-play, I have less right to complain and accept not so good things. True, Maflat, but you have the right to complain if things don't work out very, very well. It just shows me that the way Maflat plays, and the reason I love Maflat, he's like one of my favorite people, is that his focus is, do you know that he doesn't do this month's events, really? He does it next month. He's a free-to-play that decides to go, do you know what? I'm going to watch how everything works. I'm going to collect all the directives. I'm going to save them up. Only because you don't want to, Maflat. I know the reason. Don't I? I know your secret ways. Is because he just goes, I will let everyone do their thing, learn from it, and then attack it in the next month when I'm ready with all the directives, no stress of events and nothing. And I think that's a very positive mindset. The Moosey says, hashtag delete Tal. Well, we could just delete him, but then that would cause havoc. So I think people should open their minds on this as we end 2025. This won't be the last stream, by the way. I will do more before the end of the year because I've got nothing to do. But it's more to ask people to try and figure out, right, okay, I'm just going to do what I need to do for my alliance, and I'm going to work my way through. Quasel, before you jump in, there's Monocles wrote something really beautiful. He says the largest source of feelings the players are unheard came when we were promised less grind at the beginning of the year, only to have multiple grind arcs mid-year. It pushed me from a casual spender towards being a non-spender. It's difficult to reward the STFC team with my money when the messaging isn't consistent with their actions. I read this out very clearly, Monocle, because this is recorded. I wanted you to know that I read it out specifically. I agree with the communication and the sentiment aspect. I think that they are hopefully improving, and since Connor made the first statement, yes, there was a little bit of a hiccup. Things that to get the machine to move in the right direction, I think he was working towards it, is now where we find ourselves, where things are a little bit more settled, and let's hope that the target is really good. Simon says it's great that Pack and the CMs pass info along, but as long as we know that at least some of the devs have the attitude that we are. No, they don't think that you're whiners and everything's for free handed to us, the silver plate. I think basically Simon says it's our jobs as moderators and CMs to, let's say, repurpose your words in the correct way to get the change required that's done. Like, I've been honest with you guys when you've said, can we get this done? I'm like, that's not going to happen because I know the timing is wrong, but it's on my list. It doesn't mean it doesn't get mentioned. And so I'm like, I'm going to one day be able to mention this thing and we will get it done. Or someone else will do it. Same with Stony. Same with any of the CMs that we have in the private server. Any of the CCs you have everywhere else. Like I've seen Lube, and yes, even Stewie. I know people don't believe Stewie does anything, but Stewie does actually help people. But even Stewie mentions things at the right time. And when he chooses to do things, we all support each other in these decisions to try and make sure that the right thing happens at that moment, because we've seen an opening. There's no point hammering everyone with all the problems all at once, because that's never going to achieve. Viper brings another good point: is fight the battles you can win, as the war is unwinnable. And by the way, people, I will start. I have stopped the funding, by the way, so don't pay in the payback link any longer. We got to £61,248, which I don't know how much that is in dollars, but I will be posting an announcement from to write love on their arms who have received the full money, and with a lovely email and a thank you. And I know some people got their real names down, so I'm going to abbreviate your name, first letter, last letter, because I don't know some people who paid. I do know your game name on some of them, so I will be able to give a nice little credit list, and they want to give a full credit to everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have Dragon Keeper here. Dragon Keeper, your job is to drink so many drinks that another CC can't be able to buy another ship anymore. Quasel, what do you think of my thoughts regarding that specific topic that I've just had a chat about?
I see changes, or I have the feeling that they kind of flipped the game regarding all the content creators. Like they ask you to decide your role between moderator and creator, and they ask others, and kind of it's a new game for all of us. And I think there is movement in the right direction. I mean, it's a company, it's a big company, it's a lot of different voices and ideas. Like even we in this call, about 60 people can agree on some things, and they need to make a decision, and that not every time fits all the players.
Yeah,
and I hope they get better at communicating and telling us, okay, that's the way forward. I do like that there's grind and non-grind, because it's a mix. We all play for various different reasons and have fun on other things. So maybe it's not for you. Then skip it and do the next thing, as long as you have fun with it. And like you said, it's very important. It's a very long marathon, this game. You can't really win it because come in 2 years, most likely we will have G8 and all of it begins afresh. So pick and choose.
Yeah.
And yes, it might be even more necessary than ever come next year.
Yeah, exactly. And Spectre and Taco, we don't need to put those announcements anywhere. Let me just do the announcement. Paramount get first dibs on that announcement. They'll do it. And then to write love on their arms, we'll announce it on their thing. We'll all screenshot it, and then we can share it everywhere after that. So no, I appreciate everyone's support on that one. Gwyndion has a very, very good statement. Gwyndion, you will have to forgive me to have to paraphrase some of this just for the recording. But why do we have to give the benefit of the doubt? We've had a 2024 quality over quantity. We saw how that turned out. We've seen 2025 roadmap, and enough said about that. Change was promised a month amount only to basically admit, let's try again in 2026. I know that change takes time, but now it feels more like us stringing them along. There's some small efforts like bulk refinery, which should have been added to the faction, other tasks, but it isn't consistent with like their other communication actions don't add up. And Gwyndion, I think that when they hear things like this, they just need to refocus as a company into realizing what the players want to listen to, what they want to hear, and what they want to do. Because I'm sure they're working and their leadership is working behind the scenes and trying to get these changes done. I just think that they need to use the advisory council a bit more. They should speak to them a bit more about things. They should speak to them about different stuff. I mean, I'm here as Stoney's here as part of the private server. We're always here and available to be listened to with regards to anything. I think they should go to, now they have like 13 new CCs, you know what I mean? And that is another avenue of people to sort of listen to with the feedback. And I think if the same people said in one sort of, everyone's saying the same thing, then you realize that there is a major problem. And I'm hoping this addition of CCs and possibly more additions in February will open the door to them to listen to more people saying the same thing. Spectre, yes, 82 plus in 1 month, but only because Paramount did put £55,000 in. Which is actually quite impressive. Simon says it can be CMs and do a great job and appreciated way too much. I do agree. Simon says some people even think I'm a CM and I'm not. I'm a moderator, and I get less access than the rest do. But it's about developing relationships, right? You have teammates. I have very good teammates that want to listen. And these teammates help get the feedback moving. Some things we can achieve very quickly, some things we can't. But I've accepted the fact that I know what the role is and what we can do. And my big focus for the new year is to ignore the rest of it and just continue doing it my way and doing it that way. I've got an amazing set of guys that are with me in number one, Stony Dude, the EMH himself, Uncle Doc, and engineering in Jess. Who are very kindly are helping me trying to do what we can with this and making a fun place to be where we can discuss, do bugs. We fixed that bug list, everything in that bugs channel, every single thing's been reported, every single thing has been fixed. I'm very, very proud of that bug channel because it shows that we are at least doing our bit for the 800 people here. I am going to open the invites because I'm going to release the Dwayne Johnson interview on the 18th of January. The reason I'm releasing it on the 18th is 18th. I know this is going to shock people. I know the other CC is born on the 19th of January. I'm born on the 18th, believe it or not. I'm going to release it as a present from me to everyone here. And with that, I will be sending a donation to a charity on that day as well. Yes, NetNiv, are you finally going to say something or are you going to stop wrapping presents?
No, I'm still rapping while I'm doing it because you're being a good thing for focusing me. So the one thing I was going to say is that yes, we have got a bunch of new CCs coming in, but obviously we're still finding our feet as to what we can and can't do, what we can and can't report. I mean, we're reporting anything that we feel like reporting. People have already pointed out things like the events and things in stores and where translations are wrong through the channels that we now have.
Yeah.
So, we're still finding our feet. We will continue to raise things that we see as well. So hopefully that's another avenue where we're all talking in unison and
Yep.
trying to get these things sorted.
Exactly. If we come in together and everyone likes the same thing and we all talk the same thing, Quasel put something down, NetNiv put something down, Stewie, then everyone ignores
wait.
Stewie. What?
Yeah, I mean, you're asking me to agree with Quasel.
Oh, this is where the problem
not
starts.
gonna happen. But I'll give you two more examples.
Okay, go on.
I mean, the CC program is fresh, and we all got the chance. You have seen it in the community to hand out a few battle passes.
Yes.
That used to take a week or longer to have those battle passes granted. We got them, we reported them, and a day later they were handed out. I mean,
amazing.
I don't know if that's not a new standard or it's because the program is new and it was a 1 month off thingy.
Yes.
But I can say the turnaround was extremely quickly on that. The same with all the questions the new content creator had very quickly got answers and detailed documents how things are expected to be from us for some stuff.
Yeah, great.
Then I had to talk with Beck about Wrath of Khan Scotty because we discovered he's still not changed, and she immediately looked into it. Others tried too, so I don't take the credit. It's just all of us trying to fix things because Scotty was easy because they already said they wanted to change them. So it's more like, okay, you forgot to put it back, regression and all that thing is.
Yeah.
So I see that things are happening, and I
Agreed.
hope we stay on that path. But we will work on it, and it's far easier if you all support the creators and by acknowledging things that are done properly or working good.
Yeah, true, but also it's timing, Quasel. You and NetNiv and everyone else will realize timing is key. There are times where you're like, I can't really mention this now because this is not the right time to get this sorted, and you'll know when it is. And once you get the timings right, and we all help each other because we're all trying to support the devs, not hit them when they're on their way down, but try and get them. Hey, while you're doing this. Here is one or two things. Could you have a quick look at, please? Like when someone's looking at the IA building, I go, can you manage to look at the amalgam, for example? That's still doing this, which I got a CM to ask me, and I put a whole report down about what, and we found what the issue was. We found why the amalgam refinery was giving a certain aspect out, and we put something together, and the CM submitted it. That's me helping the CM. It's not me taking credit for it, but it's like working as a team. The same thing with us when we come to each other saying, hey, you've got better access here. Do you mind doing this? You've got better access there, and so on and so forth. And I will bring something up that I believe that that I hope that they will eventually, what I hope they would do is PAC would be expanded slightly, just slightly, to the legacy people that have been around a long time, and then allow the next set of people to be prepped for it. So that would be the way that I would hope they would achieve it. But it's something that I will not change in doing. I've decided to just ignore all of it. If people want to get hold of me, I reply to all DMs. Everyone knows this all the time. So my aim
it's
is
impressive.
Yeah, I do. Like, which is why I think the private server people like it. Because I'm like, if I attack a message early, just being in the film industry is what I do. I have to respond quickly when you get an opportunity. And Viper makes a very good joke. He says NetNiv's feet aren't that far away though, so he should be able to find them pretty quickly. Yeah, exactly. So we will hope we'll do that. Yeah, exactly, Killer Angel. And I appreciate all of you. And the most important thing is, hey, it's Christmas Day tomorrow. I'm going to be sat with all of you in the private server and VIP. It's going to be loads of fun, where we will sing songs and do nothing and scream at each other. And me telling you that there's no one available to fix your problems. Or hopefully someone will be available to do that. But together, we are stronger. Together, we are better. Together, we can make a difference. And I think that's the most important message I leave everyone here. And remember that. Because we're stronger as one unit, heading in the same direction, rather than 3 or 4 people pushing in different directions. Thank you very much. CJ Pecker, enjoy your Christmas plans as well. I promise to send you a ton tomorrow. Nigel, no, please do message me tomorrow. I will be very alone. So everyone should appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to say thank you to my panel. Thank you to everyone. I've left it short for a reason. But together, stronger. Together, better. And forever, we will always achieve the dream. And with this one, Quasel, just mute yourself. And with that one, I would like to say, Stony Dude, this last present is for you as I say goodbye.
Warp speed ahead, we're here to play, exploring galaxies every day. We are hosting the cosmic stream, STFC Briefings, it's the ultimate gleam. Tune in for tips and tricks galore, news updates and so much more. Exciting guests and interviews too. STFC Briefings, just for you. Calling number one, Stony Dude. Call the EMH on call dog. Calling engineering just for you all. Welcome to the People Show. Welcome to the People Show. Welcome to Voice of the Play.